In a world filled with constant noise, endless choices, and countless distractions, we may find ourselves asking, what truly matters? What principles can guide us to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, even in the face of adversity? The Stoics, wise philosophers of ancient times, believed that true mastery lies within, in our responses, our values, and our actions. Today, we journey through 15 timeless Stoic insights, inspired by Seneca, a Roman philosopher who lived through both privilege and hardship, gaining a unique perspective on what it means to live with purpose. These insights are not mere relics of the past. They serve as practical guides for anyone seeking self-mastery, resilience, and authenticity in our modern world. Stay with us until the end, for it's there that we will explore the most profound takeaway of all. Each step builds upon the last, forming a path to becoming the best version of ourselves. So, let's dive into Seneca's wisdom and uncover the Stoic way to a life of mastery, resilience, and fulfillment. 1. Live in alignment with your values. What are the values that define your life? For Seneca, this question was foundational. He believed that without a clear understanding of one's values, life becomes a series of random actions, untethered from any deeper meaning. Seneca's first lesson for self-mastery is to identify your values and live in harmony with them. Values are not mere words. They are guiding principles that shape our actions, decisions, and ultimately, our character. When was the last time you paused to consider your core values? This is not an easy task, and perhaps that's why so few undertake it. But once understood, these values act like a compass, helping us navigate life's inevitable challenges. Seneca reminds us that living in alignment with our values brings a sense of authenticity and integrity. This isn't about being perfect. It's about striving for congruence between who we are and what we do. Think about it. If you value honesty, does this reflect in your conversations and decisions? If you value kindness, is it evident in your actions? Living by these principles is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt and temptation. Yet in choosing actions aligned with your values, you lay the foundation for a life that is not only resilient, but deeply fulfilling. Consider this. Every decision you make is an opportunity to act in accordance with your values. Each choice, no matter how small, is a step towards or away from the person you aspire to be. When we are true to our values, we create a sense of unity within ourselves. This inner harmony is the core of Stoic wisdom, where we find peace not in external circumstances, but in the clarity of our intentions and actions. Living by your values also shields you from regret. Seneca knew that a life without regret is one of the greatest achievements. By aligning actions with values, you can look back without remorse, knowing that you made choices that reflect who you truly are. How do we make this alignment part of our daily lives? Begin by reflecting on what matters most to you. Write down your values and keep them close. Before making a decision, ask yourself, does this align with the principles I want to live by? In practicing this habit, you will find yourself growing stronger and more resilient, able to withstand external pressures without compromising your integrity. Living in alignment with your values is a powerful step towards self-mastery. It may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. With this foundation, we move forward to the next insight on our journey to self-mastery, the power of response. 2. Focus on your response. How often do we let external events control our inner state? Seneca teaches us that while we may have little control over what happens to us, we hold complete power over how we respond. This distinction is central to Stoic philosophy. In every situation, we face a choice: to react impulsively or to respond with intention. What will you choose? Life brings its share of unforeseen twists, moments of loss, frustration, or even betrayal. But it's in our response to these moments that we define our character. Imagine facing a setback or disappointment. How often do we blame circumstances or even other people for our unhappiness. Seneca would remind us that blaming externals is a distraction from the real work of cultivating inner strength. Our true power lies not in what happens, but in how we interpret and respond to what happens. Consider a recent moment when you felt out of control. Did you react without thought, perhaps with anger or frustration? Stoicism invites us to pause, to breathe, and to realize that in this very pause, we regain control. This moment of reflection, this slight delay, allows us to choose a response that aligns with our values rather than our impulses. Seneca's wisdom here serves as a reminder that our responses shape our life more than the events themselves. For instance, if someone insults you, you can choose to react with anger, or you can respond with indifference, understanding that another's opinion does not define you. Isn't it freeing to realize that your peace is within your control? One powerful exercise is to view each response as a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. In any given situation, what picture are you painting? Are you creating a life defined by patience, wisdom, and resilience? Or is it colored by anger and regret? Remember, every response is an opportunity to act in alignment with your highest self. This ability to control our response, especially in the face of adversity, is where true resilience is born. By focusing on our response, we cultivate a robust inner life that remains unshaken by external circumstances. As you go through your day, take a moment to ask yourself, am I reacting impulsively, or am I choosing my response? This choice, though it may seem small, is monumental in the journey of self-mastery. By practicing intentional responses, we strengthen our Stoic foundation and prepare ourselves for the next insight, seeking challenges as paths to growth. 3. Seek challenges. What is the purpose of comfort if it leaves us unchanged? Seneca believed that real growth happens outside of our comfort zones. For him, challenges were not to be avoided, but embraced, for it is in struggle that our character is refined. So often, we gravitate toward what feels safe and familiar, but this is not where we discover our true potential. Imagine a challenge you've been avoiding, a difficult conversation, a demanding project, or a personal goal that feels intimidating. Why have you hesitated? The Stoic path invites us to step into these challenges rather than shrink from them, for it is in facing what we fear that we uncover our strength. Seneca viewed life's trials as a forge, a place where the soul is tempered like metal in fire. Each challenge, no matter how uncomfortable, is an opportunity to grow in resilience and self-mastery. How might you reframe your next obstacle as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block? One practice is to deliberately seek out challenges in daily life. This doesn't mean looking for trouble, but rather stepping beyond the familiar. For instance, if you're working toward a physical goal, can you push a little harder each day? Or, if you struggle with public speaking, could you volunteer to speak at the next meeting? These small acts of courage build the mental and emotional muscle needed to face larger adversities. Each challenge embraced is a reminder that we are stronger than we often realize. Over time, this practice shifts our relationship with difficulty. Challenges become less of a burden and more of an invitation to grow. Think about it. What could you achieve if you stopped avoiding discomfort and started embracing it? By seeking challenges, we forge a resilient mindset that prepares us for life's uncertainties. With each test, we grow stronger, more capable, and closer to mastering ourselves. This strength will serve us well as we move to the next lesson, the careful selection of our influences. 4. Choose your influences wisely. Who are the people you allow into your life? Seneca believed that our character is shaped not only by our actions, but also by the company we keep. He understood that, like a river carving its path through rock, our relationships gradually shape our inner selves. The people closest to us influence our thoughts, values, and behaviors, often without us even realizing it. Are you surrounded by those who uplift and inspire, or do they drain and distract? Reflect for a moment on your closest relationships. Are these individuals helping you grow, challenging you to become the best version of yourself? Or do they pull you away from your values and goals? Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our influences because, over time, these influences become part of who we are. Surrounding ourselves with those who embody virtues such as kindness, integrity, and resilience strengthens these qualities within ourselves. This isn't a call to judgment or elitism, but a reminder of the importance of our social environment. Seneca knew that we can't choose our family, and sometimes we can't control our work environment, but we can always seek friends and role models who bring out the best in us. Imagine if every person in your life supported your growth and honored your values. How different might your days feel? One way to apply this lesson is to seek out individuals who reflect qualities you aspire to cultivate. Are there people in your circle who inspire you, who lead with integrity, who motivate you to reach higher? Spend more time with them. Likewise, be mindful of relationships that leave you feeling drained or demoralized, as these may pull you off your path. Seneca likened our influences to the air we breathe. Just as polluted air harms the body, negative influences cloud the mind and spirit. Remember, your time and energy are precious. Invest them in people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. By choosing wisely, you foster an environment that supports your journey towards self-mastery. This wisdom prepares us to consider the next insight, which dives into a core aspect of the Stoic life, focusing our attention on what truly matters. 5. Say yes to what matters. In a world overflowing with distractions, how often do we lose sight of what truly matters? Seneca emphasized that every yes we give to one thing is a no to something else. Time and energy are finite resources, and the Stoic way is to use them intentionally, saying yes to what aligns with our values and purpose, while letting go of the trivial. It's easy to become entangled in a web of commitments, obligations, and social pressures. We say yes to countless tasks and activities, often out of habit or a desire to please others. But each yes dilutes our time, drawing us away from our deeper goals and values. Ask yourself, are my daily choices supporting my long-term aspirations, or am I merely reacting to life's demands? To live intentionally, consider the power of a well-chosen no. Seneca would encourage us to examine each opportunity carefully. Is it truly worth your time? Does it bring you closer to the person you wish to become? Every yes should reflect a deliberate commitment of time and energy towards something that truly matters. Rather than filling your days with distractions, invest in activities that align with your purpose. Think about how you might begin to prioritize more effectively. Perhaps it means saying no to an extra social engagement in favor of time spent on a personal goal. Or it may mean reducing screen time to dedicate yourself to meaningful connections or creative pursuits. This practice is not about achieving perfection, but about progress, making gradual shifts toward a life aligned with your values. In focusing on what matters, you sharpen your ability to make decisions that resonate with your highest goals. Each choice becomes a step toward a purposeful and resilient life. With this clarity, we move forward to another cornerstone of self-mastery, becoming a master of oneself. 6. Be a master of yourself. Who truly controls your actions, you or your impulses? Seneca believed that the foundation of self-mastery lies in self-discipline. To master oneself is not about exerting control over others, but about governing one's own mind, emotions, and actions. Are you in command of your choices, or do fleeting desires and distractions dictate your path? Self-discipline is like a muscle. It strengthens with practice. Each time we resist a temptation or choose patience over impulsiveness, we build the inner fortitude that Stoicism champions. For instance, consider the last time you faced a temptation, whether it was to procrastinate on a project, indulge in an unhealthy habit, or let anger cloud your judgment. How did you respond? The Stoic path encourages us to take a moment, to pause and reflect, instead of acting on impulse. To Seneca, mastering oneself meant aligning our actions with our higher purpose, not with temporary cravings or distractions. This practice does not imply deprivation, rather, it's a form of liberation. When you are no longer ruled by fleeting desires, you gain the freedom to pursue what truly matters. Imagine the strength and clarity that comes from saying no to short-term gratification in favor of long-term fulfillment. Self-mastery can be cultivated in small daily actions. Begin by observing areas where you feel pulled off course, where habits or routines no longer serve your purpose. Then, practice making conscious choices. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, commit to a consistent exercise routine or a balanced diet. If you seek to strengthen your mental resilience, practice mindfulness or allocate time each day to read and reflect. Each disciplined choice reinforces your commitment to self-mastery. Self-discipline, Seneca would argue, is the path to true strength and freedom. It is the inner resolve that allows us to act with intention and integrity, regardless of external circumstances. With each choice made in the spirit of mastery, you lay the groundwork for a life of resilience, purpose, and fulfillment. With this inner strength, we turn now to another precious resource often taken for granted: time. 7. Protect your time. How much time do we let slip away on things that don't truly matter? To Seneca, time was the most valuable resource, one that, once spent, could never be reclaimed. He urged us to guard our time as one would guard a precious treasure. Are you spending your days on what truly fulfills you, or are they being eroded by trivial pursuits? Imagine your time as a finite account, with each day drawing upon its balance. How much of it is invested in things that contribute to your goals, values, and well-being? Seneca observed that people guard their money, but are often careless with their time, spending it on obligations, distractions, or people who don't support their purpose. To the Stoic, this is not just an oversight. It is a missed opportunity to live a life of meaning. The key is to prioritize consciously. Just as we make choices about our finances, we must also make deliberate choices about our time. Are there activities you engage in that bring little value to your life? Are there commitments you keep out of habit rather than genuine desire? By becoming mindful of these time leaks, you can start to protect and redirect your energy toward what truly matters. One effective practice is to begin each day by identifying your top priorities. Not the long list of tasks, but the few things that align with your deeper values and goals. Each moment spent on these priorities strengthens your sense of purpose and fulfillment. It may mean saying no to some invitations or taking breaks from social media, but the return is invaluable. Seneca would remind us that time is the only resource we cannot replenish. In choosing how we spend our moments, we choose the quality of our lives. So guard your time with intention, for each moment is an opportunity to build a meaningful life. And with this understanding, we can move on to the next insight: embracing the hard things in life as a path to growth. 8. Do the hard things. What if, instead of avoiding difficulties, we leaned into them? Seneca believed that embracing challenges, even seeking them out, was essential to building strength and resilience. In Stoicism, hardships are not seen as unfortunate events, but as opportunities to grow. Are you willing to do the hard things, even when they're uncomfortable? Imagine a difficult task you've been putting off, a fear you've been reluctant to face, or a goal that seems just out of reach. These challenges are often where our greatest potential lies hidden. Seneca encouraged facing such trials because each time we overcome difficulty, we deepen our resilience and learn more about our capabilities. Think about it. How might you change if you stopped running from hardship and started embracing it as a tool for growth? In practice, doing the hard things is not about punishing ourselves, but about training both body and mind. Physical challenges, for example, teach us endurance, patience, and grit. A demanding workout or a disciplined diet isn't just about health, It's a practice in self-control and commitment. Similarly, mental and emotional challenges, like speaking up in difficult conversations or tackling complex problems at work, strengthen our capacity to manage stress and maintain clarity. Seneca taught that the body and mind could be trained rigorously to support one another, just as a well-trained army supports itself in battle. By confronting our fears and persevering through difficulties, we gradually build inner strength that serves us in all areas of life. Every challenge faced is a step toward mastery, not just over circumstances, but over oneself. When you encounter a hard thing, remind yourself that this is an opportunity to grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I become stronger by facing it head-on? This mindset transforms difficulties from burdens into stepping stones, each one bringing us closer to self-mastery. As we embrace the hard things, we also begin to impact the people around us. This brings us to the next Stoic insight, the importance of uplifting others. 9. Make others better. What impact are you having on those around you? Seneca taught that making others better was a path to happiness and fulfillment. Stoicism values not only personal growth, but also the growth of those in our circle. Seneca believed that by uplifting others, we uplift ourselves. Are you contributing to the well-being of those around you, or is your focus solely on your own journey? Imagine the ripple effect if each of us focused on encouraging and supporting those around us. Helping others become the best version of themselves isn't about controlling or judging them. It's about inspiring them by example. When you lead with kindness, patience, and encouragement, you become a positive influence in their lives. What would your relationships look like if you made it a habit to lift others up? Seneca observed that true fulfillment often comes from contributing to the good of others. Whether through small acts of kindness, offering a listening ear, or encouraging someone in a moment of self-doubt, we create an environment where growth and positivity flourish. When we uplift others, we build bonds of trust and mutual respect, making our communities and relationships richer and more resilient. Practically, this can be as simple as offering sincere praise or constructive feedback. It might mean mentoring someone at work, being there for a friend in need, or modeling Stoic principles in your behavior. By focusing not only on our own growth but also on the well-being of others, we create a legacy that extends far beyond ourselves. As Seneca might remind us, in helping others rise, we elevate our own character and gain a sense of purpose beyond personal achievements. This practice of uplifting others fuels a deep sense of community and interconnectedness, setting the stage for the next vital Stoic principle, the power of gratitude. 10. Practice gratitude. Do you take time to appreciate the abundance in your life? While Seneca didn't explicitly emphasize gratitude in his writings, the essence of this virtue runs deep within Stoicism. Gratitude is a powerful tool for fostering contentment and resilience. How different might your days feel if you began each one with a sense of thankfulness? In Stoic philosophy, life's blessings are not taken for granted. Rather, each moment, every friendship, even every hardship, is seen as an opportunity to learn and grow. Practicing gratitude is about shifting focus from what we lack to what we already have. It reminds us that, despite challenges, there are countless things to be thankful for: our health, our loved ones, the beauty of nature, and even the chance to improve ourselves. Reflect on something simple yet meaningful in your life. Perhaps it's a supportive friend, the roof over your head, or the wisdom you gain through challenges. By recognizing these gifts, we nurture a positive outlook that fortifies us in difficult times. Seneca taught that gratitude strengthens resilience, as it gives us a sense of abundance and contentment that external events cannot easily shake. One way to practice gratitude is through daily reflection. Take a few minutes each day to write down things you are grateful for, both big and small. In doing so, you train your mind to focus on life's blessings rather than its shortcomings. Gratitude isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a way of life that over time transforms how we perceive the world and our place in it. Imagine the inner peace that grows from a grateful heart. Rather than being tossed by the waves of desire and dissatisfaction, you become grounded in appreciation. Gratitude is a shield against adversity, helping us to face challenges with a spirit of calm and acceptance. As we cultivate gratitude, we naturally move toward the next Stoic ideal, a commitment to lifelong learning. 11. Embrace continuous learning. How committed are you to the journey of self-improvement? Seneca believed in daily improvement and lifelong learning, a principle at the core of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us that knowledge is not static. It is a journey that extends throughout our lives. Are you actively seeking to grow, or have you become stagnant in your pursuit of wisdom? In an ever-evolving world, continuous learning is essential for resilience and adaptability. Seneca observed that knowledge enriches our lives, giving us tools to better understand ourselves, others, and the challenges we face. He would remind us that it is our duty to seek wisdom, for it is through learning that we become better equipped to handle life's uncertainties. Consider the benefits of approaching each day as an opportunity to learn. This doesn't mean formal education alone. It includes reading, engaging with new ideas, exploring different perspectives, and even learning from our mistakes. When we adopt a mindset of continuous learning, we remain curious, open, and adaptable. Life itself becomes a classroom, with each experience offering valuable lessons. What new skills, knowledge, or perspectives could you explore today? Perhaps there's a book you've been meaning to read, a new skill you wish to develop, or even a conversation with someone who holds different views. Embrace these opportunities with humility, understanding that true wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. Seneca believed that the wise person is one who recognizes there is always more to learn, no matter how much they may already know. This commitment to growth strengthens our resilience and sharpens our ability to navigate a complex world. As we expand our understanding, we also grow in patience, empathy, and adaptability. Continuous learning is a gift we give to ourselves, one that builds confidence and enriches every aspect of life. With a mind open to learning, we also open our hearts to another Stoic value, embracing vulnerability. 12. Embrace vulnerability. Do you allow yourself to be truly seen? In a world that often equates vulnerability with weakness, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Vulnerability is, in fact, a display of strength. Seneca would encourage us to recognize that by embracing our vulnerabilities, we reveal our courage and authenticity. How different might your relationships and inner life be if you allowed yourself to be more open and honest? Being vulnerable means acknowledging our imperfections, fears, and uncertainties. This honesty with ourselves and others invites genuine connection and self-growth. Seneca taught that true courage is not about projecting invulnerability, but about accepting our humanity, our flaws, doubts, and insecurities. Imagine the inner peace that comes from no longer needing to uphold a facade of perfection. Consider a recent moment when you felt hesitant to show vulnerability. Perhaps you were afraid of judgment or rejection. How would it feel to let go of that fear and to simply be yourself, imperfections and all? When we show up as we are, we create a space for others to do the same, fostering trust and deeper connections. Vulnerability breaks down the walls that isolate us, allowing authentic relationships to flourish. In practice, embracing vulnerability can be as simple as sharing a personal challenge with a friend, admitting when you're wrong, or asking for help when you need it. These small acts of honesty cultivate resilience because they remind us that we don't have to face life's challenges alone. Seneca understood that no one is perfect, and that our willingness to embrace vulnerability leads to growth, both within ourselves and in our connections with others. As we grow comfortable with vulnerability, we also strengthen our resilience, a Stoic virtue that empowers us to weather life's storms. This brings us to the next insight on our journey: cultivating resilience through adversity. 13. Cultivate resilience through adversity. How do you respond when life tests you? Seneca's life was marked by hardship, and yet he remained steadfast, a shining example of resilience. For the Stoics, adversity is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced as a teacher. What if, instead of viewing challenges as obstacles, we saw them as opportunities to build resilience and strength? Life is full of unforeseen difficulties, from personal losses to professional setbacks. Seneca believed that these trials, though painful, are essential to developing inner strength. He likened adversity to a forge that tempers metal, a place where the soul is strengthened and refined. Rather than shrinking from hardship, he taught that we should view each challenge as a chance to grow and become wiser. Think about a time when you faced a significant setback. Perhaps it was the loss of a job, a relationship, or a personal failure. How did you respond? Resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about facing challenges with courage, accepting what we cannot change, and focusing on what we can control. In this way, each difficulty becomes a stepping stone toward a stronger, more resilient self. One way to cultivate resilience is by practicing acceptance. When we accept our circumstances, even the difficult ones, we free ourselves from the grip of resistance and frustration. This doesn't mean giving up. It means acknowledging reality as it is, rather than as we wish it to be. Seneca taught that by accepting life's challenges, we become more adaptable, better able to navigate whatever comes our way. Resilience is also strengthened through reflection, as we learn from each experience, understanding that every hardship brings valuable lessons. Over time, we develop an inner fortitude that allows us to remain calm and composed, even in the face of life's storms. With each adversity faced, we grow closer to true self-mastery. And as we build resilience, we come to appreciate the importance of regular introspection, which brings us to the next Stoic practice: the art of reflection. 14. Cultivate a robust mindset. What are the thoughts that shape your days? Seneca emphasized that the mind is both our greatest asset and our greatest obstacle. The Stoics believed that our mindset, the thoughts and narratives we embrace, directly influences our actions and, ultimately, our destiny. Are you filling your mind with empowering thoughts, or do self-doubt and negativity cloud your perspective? A robust mindset doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems. It's the mental discipline to remain calm in the face of adversity, to see opportunity where others see difficulty. Imagine if, instead of dwelling on setbacks, you trained yourself to look for lessons, to seek growth even in hardship. This shift in perspective can transform every experience into a building block for resilience. Seneca would encourage us to cultivate what he called tranquillitas, or inner calm. This calmness is not a denial of challenges, but an acceptance of them, grounded in the belief that we have the power to choose our response. Reflect for a moment on a recent frustration or worry. How would the situation look different if you approached it with a calm, solution-oriented mindset? By training the mind to see obstacles as stepping stones, we cultivate a robust mindset that can weather any storm. Developing a resilient mindset requires consistent practice. Begin each day with a moment of reflection, setting an intention to approach life's inevitable ups and downs with grace and patience. When negative thoughts arise, challenge them. Replace them with affirmations of strength and capability. This simple act reinforces a mindset of positivity and empowerment, setting the stage for wiser decisions and greater inner peace. With each intentional thought, we strengthen our inner resilience and become better prepared to face life's uncertainties. This practice of cultivating a robust mindset leads us to the final Stoic principle in our journey of self-mastery: living in alignment with our values. 15. Live in alignment with your values. Are your daily actions aligned with what you truly believe in? Seneca was a strong advocate for living in harmony with one's values, a principle that anchors all of Stoicism. To the Stoics, values are not simply ideas. They are the essence of who we are. Do you live each day in a way that reflects your highest values, or do you allow life's distractions to pull you off course? Living in alignment with your values means that your actions, words, and decisions consistently reflect what you hold dear. When you live this way, you create a life of integrity, authenticity, and purpose. Think about the core values that matter most to you. Perhaps it's honesty, compassion, perseverance, or wisdom. Are these values evident in the choices you make each day? Seneca taught that a life disconnected from one's values is a life adrift, vulnerable to the whims of external circumstances. When we ground ourselves in our values, we gain clarity and stability, even amidst chaos. For example, if you value honesty, strive to be truthful in your words and actions. If compassion is important to you, let it guide your interactions. This alignment creates a sense of inner harmony that no external success can replace. Practically, living by your values requires mindfulness and self-reflection. Each day, take a few moments to review your actions. Did they reflect your values, or were they reactive and misaligned? This regular practice of self-checking keeps you on the path of authenticity, helping you to remain true to yourself, even when life becomes challenging. Seneca believed that a life lived in harmony with one's values is a life of fulfillment. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making progress, becoming a little more aligned with who we aspire to be each day. This commitment to living authentically builds a foundation of resilience and peace, preparing us to face whatever life may bring. As we reach the end of this journey, remember that these 15 Stoic principles, taken from Seneca's wisdom, are not quick fixes or empty promises. They are tools for continuous growth, self-mastery, and resilience. Which of these will you begin to apply today? Thank you for taking this journey through Seneca's Stoic teachings. These 15 principles offer us a roadmap to becoming the best versions of ourselves, not through perfection, but through daily progress. What resonated with you? How will you implement these insights into your life? If you found value in this discussion, consider joining our community of learners and seekers by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement not only supports us, but also builds a network of people dedicated to growth, resilience, and wisdom. Thank you for your time, and may these principles guide you toward a life of purpose, peace, and self-mastery.